Welcome, dear dreamers, to the world of stories, a place where kings sail the seas, mice befriend lions, and every page sparkles with magic. Before we begin today's adventure, let's sprinkle a little magic together. Tap subscribe, give a like, and share these stories so the wonder never ends. In a deep green jungle lived a mighty lion, strong, fierce, and proud. He was the king of the forest. In that jungle lived a tiny mouse who played in the meadow, chasing butterflies, rolling in the soft grass, and climbing tree branches, cheerful and carefree. The mouse noticed the lion sleeping beneath a tree. Curious, he scurried over, climbed up the lion's mane, and slid down as if it were a playground. The lion's eyes snapped open. He roared and grabbed the mouse in his paw. The lion said, "How dare you disturb my sleep, little one? I should eat you right now." The mouse shivers, but raises his tiny voice bravely. Mouse said, "Oh, mighty lion, please spare me. Maybe one day I can help you too." The lion bursts into laughter, shaking his mane. Lion said, "You help me? You are too small, but today I'll show mercy. Go." The mouse was free, but he never forgot the lion's kindness. That night, the mouse looks at the moon, thinking of the lion. Mouse said to himself, "One day, I'll prove I'm not too small to make a difference." Days later, the lion walks tall through the jungle. Deer scatter, monkeys hide, and the lion roars proudly. He is the king, confident and unafraid. But pride sometimes made him forget even kings could fall. Danger was hiding in the shadows. From the treetops, a camouflaged hunter's net swung down. The mighty lion was caught, tangled in ropes. For the first time, the mighty lion felt powerless, his eyes wide with fear. The mouse was gathering nuts when he heard a thunderous roar echo through the jungle. The mouse said, "That's my friend. He needs me." The mouse arrived and saw the lion trapped. Without hesitation, he ran to the net. The mouse said calmly, "Don't worry, my friend. My teeth are small, but sharp. I will save you." The mouse gnawed at the ropes, sparks of determination in his eyes. Bit by bit, the net weakened until it finally collapsed. The lion was free. The lion said gratefully, You saved me. I was wrong to laugh at you. Even the smallest friend could make the biggest difference." The mouse smiled and said, "And even the strongest sometimes need a little help." And so, the lion and the mouse became the best of friends. From that day on, the jungle remembered their tale, that kindness is never wasted. In the heart of the vast Arabic desert, golden dunes stretched endlessly under the blazing Sunday. The air shimmered with heat, and the wind whispered secrets of long-lost treasures. Through this mystical land walked Vizier, a brave young traveler, his robe dusted with sand, his throat dry from the scorching heat, and his strength fading, yet his eyes still sparkled with hope. He had been searching for treasure for days, but the desert tested him at every step, whispering secrets he could almost but not quite reach. His body sank into the scorching sand. His throat was parched, his stomach empty. He had no water, no food. He looked around, hoping, praying for help. But the desert stretched endlessly in every direction. Then, just as hope began to fade, far across the shimmering dunes, something magical caught his eye. A golden caravan appeared. Camels glimmered like jewels, and riders draped in flowing silk gazed at him, their eyes gleaming with ancient secrets. Vizier's heart leapt at last. Hope had returned. The riders welcomed Vizier with endless water and food. and led him silently across the glowing dunes. No one spoke during the journey. Soon they reached a hidden place, golden tents glowing in the evening light, beside a crystal-clear pond, surrounded by sparkling treasures of gold. Then a person stepped out of one of the golden tents and said, "Welcome, traveler. Take what you need: treasure, food, or water. But remember, once you start walking, never look back." The man was so serious and commanding that Vizier didn't dare to ask for anything. He simply thanked the generous man, took a bag of dates, a flask of water, and a handful of gold coins, and began to walk away. As Vizier walked, his heart raced with wonder and curiosity. "This is the treasure I've been searching for," he thought. "I'll just look back to mark the place in my mind and return for more." One glance, just one look behind him, and in an instant, the golden caravan vanished. Shock ran through him as sand poured from his bag. The dates and food had turned to sand, the gold coins were gone, and even the flask of water was filled with nothing but sand. He stumbled and struggled, barely surviving the desert's wrath. But deep inside, a truth had taken root. Greed tempts, curiosity challenges, and true wisdom comes from self-control. From that day on, no one ever saw the golden caravan or its shimmering tents again. Once upon a sparkling morning, the great king had a wonderful idea. He said to himself, "Today, I will go and see the sea." With a big smile, he called his young servant. "Come with me. We're going on an adventure." The boy's heart raced. Adventure with the king. And so they stepped into a wooden boat, rocking gently on the sparkling blue waves. Splash, splash, splash. As the waves gently rocked the boat, the servant's eyes grew wide with fear. His knees shook, his hands trembled, and soon he began to cry loudly. "Dear Majesty, have mercy. The waves are too strong, the sea too deep, I will surely sink." The king placed a hand on his shoulder. "Peace, child, the boat is safe." But no comfort could stop the storm of his tears. Just then, from the shadows, an old man stirred. His beard like a river, his eyes like hidden stars, his voice rolling like the tide. "Dear Majesty," he said slowly, "comfort means nothing to one who has never suffered." The king narrowed his eyes. "What do you mean?" The old man's eyes glimmered with wisdom as he replied, "Dear Majesty, to awaken true gratitude, one must first taste the storm. Only then will he honor the calm." The wise man smiled softly. "Command your servants to throw him into the river." Though doubt flickered in his eyes, the king trusted the wise man's words. Then, with a fierce command, the king signaled. The boy was seized, hurled into the roaring water. Splash! The adventure had begun. His servant flailed and cried, "I'll drown! Save me!" Waves slapped, foam swirled. His voice cracked in terror. The king's heart pounded as he watched. But soon something changed. The boy kicked. He struggled. He gasped and found he could float. His breath steadied. His fear melted. For the first time, he discovered something powerful. Survival. The old man raised his hand. "Now, bring him back." The servants hauled the boy into the boat, but he was not the same. No trembling, no tears, only silence, deep breaths, and wide eyes staring at the calm sea. The king marveled. "How did you know?" The old man chuckled softly. He had never faced danger, so he could not treasure safety. Only one who has tasted the storm will cherish the calm. And from that day on, the servant never took comfort for granted. and he always stayed calm, even on the waviest seas. In a bright, sunlit village, there lived a boy named Mana. He wasn't the strongest, the fastest, or the smartest. What made him special were his words. Every morning, Mana scattered kind words like seeds. To the baker, he said, "Good morning, your bread smells wonderful." The baker's heart lifted. He rose earlier, kneading with joy, waiting for Mana's smile. To the gardener, he said, "Your flowers shine brighter today." The gardener straightened proudly, tending each bloom with new care. As he entered the classroom, he greeted his friends with a bright smile. "I'm so happy to see you." Their eyes lit up. Their laughter rang louder, as if Mana's words had chased the morning shadows away. But not every shadow lifted. From the dark, John sneered. "He's pretending. His kindness is a trick." And he set out to break Mana. One day, John stole Mana's lunch. He smirked, waiting for Mana to cry. Mana did not cry. He walked home slowly, stomach empty, face pale. The baker saw him pass. His heart twisted. "He's hungry." The baker remembered those words. "Your bread smells wonderful." He ran out, pressed warm bread into Mana's hands. "For Mana, the boy who lifts my mornings." Mana looked up, weak but smiling. "Thank you." From the shadows, John watched. He scowled. His trick had failed. The next day, John struck again. He hid Mana's books, waiting for the smile to fade. In class, Mana sat silent. His teacher noticed, remembering the boy who always whispered, "Thank you." That evening, she stayed behind, guiding him patiently. For Mana, the boy who remembers gratitude, from a hidden corner near the doorway, John watched. His jaw tightened. He scowled. His trick had failed again. That evening, John snapped Mana's bat in half. He wasn't careless. He did it on purpose, just to hurt him. "Let's see him play now." John muttered. Mana freezes. His friends rush forward. Furious then, one shouts with a grin, "Bat or no bat, we still play together." They pull Mana into the game. Laughter erupted. Mana smiled. John's face twisted with anger and disbelief. "No matter what I do, he still shines." He turned away, chest heavy, eyes dark. The next morning, Mana planted seeds with the clergyman. His hands trembled, yet every movement was steady with care. "Kindness is like this, Mana," he said. "You plant, you wait, and one day, it grows." Mana nodded. From the shadows, John watched his chest tight, his body shaking. A whisper escaped his lips. "Why? I stole. I tricked. I broke. Why did I do this?" Yet before him, Mana still smiled, calm, steady. In the garden, John sat alone, fists shaking, voice breaking. "Why him? Why not me?" Mana turned, stepping closer. His voice was calm, his eyes kind. "Words are seeds. What you plant returns. So, remember, little ones, your words are seeds. Kindness will grow into flowers. Unkindness will grow into thorns. The choice is always yours." And so our story ends. If you enjoyed this tale, please give it a thumbs up, and for more stories, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, may your dreams be full of adventure.